Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. I love you. We have the most incredible group of people. Thank you so much. I love you all so much. Thank you. I want to start. I just got off the phone with Congressman Hill, and I want to congratulate him on his reelection. And we did this because we love our country, and I know, I hope that he will serve us well over the next 2 years, and that's the sentiments that I expressed to him, and I want to wish him and his family and his campaign team the absolute best. And I really just want to take a few minutes, although it'll be impossible for me to put it into words, to say thank you and talk about what this campaign was about for just a few minutes. Just looking out here tonight, I mean, this is incredible. It's 5 minutes until 11, and we still have a full room here. There's no way I could possibly thank everybody. I've got to single out a few people in particular. I'm going to start with the people who made me who I am and are there with me every step of the way, and that's my parents, Rhett and Becky Tucker. My sister Catherine and her husband Gabe poured so much into this campaign. And the superstar of the entire show, my grandmother Nana. But I had aunts, uncles, cousins. This has been a family affair all the way through, and I would not have been able to do it without every single one of them. Of course, I have to talk about my children, Ellis and Mary Frances. I ask more of them than any father should. And just in the past few days, Ellis has talked about the courage that he has seen in our family this year. And my daughter, Mary Frances, she's 6 years old, and she said to me today, "Daddy, I don't know what's going to happen tonight, but I know that you have already won." They encouraged me to get into this race because they know how important it is. And when I fell down, they picked me up. They inspire me every step of the way, and I love them. Mary Frances is asleep. And Ellis is almost there. Of course, this entire operation would not be possible without my wife, Tony. If things aren't right at home, as y'all know, I basically feel like I'm capable of virtually nothing. But if things are right at home, the way Tony makes me feel that I'm capable of virtually anything. And I feel closer to her right now than I have at any point in our relationship, and it's not because we've been spending a lot of time together. It's because of how much she has sacrificed this year for me, for our entire family, and I just can never put into words how much I love you. But a campaign of this caliber would not be possible without an incredible staff. And I feel like the luckiest candidate in the world. We've had the most incredible people to work alongside every day. And I cannot thank each of them enough. They have poured their hearts and souls into this campaign. And I want to thank every single person who voted in this race, because that's what our country is about. So many people inspired me this year and are still inspiring me. And can I just say, I am proud of the campaign that we ran. All year I have said that the best campaign operation, the best field, the best finance, the best communication strategy is a campaign that's based on ideas that matter to people. And at its core, this campaign has been about two ideas. The first is that every person in this country should have access to quality, affordable health care. And the second is that we expect our elected officials to unite us and move us forward together in a manner that demonstrates our decency as a people. And those two ideas were really born in the same moment last year when Congress passed a bill that would have taken health care from 23 million Americans, and then they celebrated about it in the Rose Garden afterward. And that's truly the day this campaign was born. And can I just say also that when you run for office, people open their arms and they welcome you into their lives in ways that just doesn't happen if you meet them on the street. And everywhere I've been across the congressional district, I hear the same consistent themes from people no matter where we go. And that is people want to go to the doctor without going bankrupt. They want an opportunity for a decent paying job to earn their way through this world. They want high quality educational opportunities for their children, and they want to keep their families safe. And that's what this campaign has been about. But on top of those consistent themes, there have been plenty of people who share their most personal experiences with you about surviving cancer or battling addiction or losing a job or struggling with debt. One story in particular you all became familiar with is a lady who was diagnosed with blood cancer, and now she has end-stage renal disease, and she'll be on dialysis for the rest of her life, and she was in a TV commercial for us. And other people have told me about medical conditions, health conditions that their children were born with or diagnosed with at an early age, like childhood diabetes or epilepsy or leukemia. And so many of those people put their faith in this campaign. And that faith is what I woke up with every morning, and it's the last thing I thought about before I went to bed every night. Those stories inspire you. That's what running for office is all about. And I'm so grateful to everyone who opened their arms for me this year. It's more than I could ever put into words. But I also want to take a moment. I thank my family. I thank my staff. But I want to take a moment to try to put into words, although it won't be possible, to express my admiration and gratitude for the real power of this campaign, and that's everybody here tonight, everybody that pitched in. We literally had hundreds, if not thousands, of people who put up thousands of yard signs, knocked on tens of thousands of doors, made tens of thousands of phone calls. We had people who gave up their nights and weekends. One lady stayed on the phone for 111 hours. Is that not incredible? And we also had college students and retired people and even people who have full-time jobs who just took off work to give us their days. We had one incredible group of moms who demand action, These moms demand action not only for their children, but for your children and for all of our families. And they took care of me not only as a candidate, but as a human being in the most thoughtful ways beyond even my imagination. We would not have made it through this campaign without them, and I cannot say thank you enough. We had seniors on fixed incomes, and when they would get their checks in the mail, they would write a check to us for $15 every time. We had people who grew up in Arkansas and moved in other parts of the country and made phone calls from wherever they live now and flew home to knock on doors for the last several days of the campaign. We had a guy who showed up to volunteer every day, and then he stopped showing up and we were wondering what happened. And we learned that he realized that we needed funding for the campaign, and he started working double shifts at work, and every time he got paid, he put the extra money into our campaign account. We had a college student. We had a college student who donated plasma so she could make a campaign contribution. All right. I got one more example. We had a lady. Thank you. We had a lady who I had never met or talked to once in my life, and she came to Little Rock for the last 2.5 weeks of the campaign. And last week, she was in a car wreck and hospitalized. And after she got out of the hospital, she kept making calls. Y'all have poured so much into me this year. And let me tell you, I am full. My heart is full.
Well, remember, we want you to go.
All right. And I cannot thank y'all enough from the bottom of my heart. But I also know the whole truth. And the whole truth is that y'all didn't do what you did just because you love me. You did it because you love your country. We poured our blood, sweat, and tears into this campaign because we believe in hope over fear. We believe in people over special interest and partisanship. We believe that our elected officials should represent all of us, whether we voted for them or not. We put our time and our energy and our money into this campaign because we believe that we can build a future for all of us if we do it together, and that politics can still be noble if it has courage and if it has heart and if it has decency. We went out in the rain. We went out in the heat and the cold. We went out in the dark. We showed up early and we stayed late. And we did all that. We did all that because we believe the United States of America is not just a great nation, but it's also a good one. And that is a country worth fighting for. We poured our hearts and souls into this campaign because all of you here tonight have the same belief that I do, and that is that this campaign was never about one candidate. It was never about whose name is on the ballot. It's about everyone in this room, in this district, in this state, and in this country. It's about understanding that cancer does not have a political party, hopes and dreams do not have political parties, hunger does not have a political party. It's about making sure that America is always the beacon of hope and light in the world, and that we have to earn that future for our children. It's about understanding that that work does not stop with this campaign. It only begins, and I will do that work as long as I have a breath in my body. Thank y'all so much. God bless you. I love you so much.